personal. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
All right, Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with the man himself, only in America, Don King. What's up, man?
This is going to be a great show, Brandon. It's going to be one that it's going to be contagious. I want everybody to call everybody that they know to be able to tune into the show.
Attention, all fighters who are on the card, please go
grasping
to the Don King
the dream
Production
that
site
they
office, please.
had in their heart and their mind.
All fighters who are on
So
the
we
card,
want to make sure that
please
this
go to the
happens. We give them an
Don King
opportunity.
Production
Then
site
it's up to
office.
them.
Yeah.
Immediately.
No, absolutely. Is there anybody on the card that really stands out to you? Like, who are you really excited to see on your card?
Well, the one that wants it the most. You know, we want the one that wants it the most. That's the one that's going to take it home. And so that remains to be seen.
Okay.
Just like any other fan, I'm here to witness yesterday's nobody turning into tomorrow's somebody.
Yeah. Okay. You know, you have $1 million mouthpiece. You're very good at, you know, hyping events up and whatnot. And boxing's in a space right now where, like, a lot of the big fights aren't happening. From your vantage point, right? Like, why can't we get fights like Crawford and Spence and, you know, these big fights?
Because boxing got out of hand because they forgot where it came from, and all of them began to depend on the site fees from the HBO and Showtime and whatever they come up with. And so they got lost when they didn't have HBO or Showtime, you know, and then with the new thing, streaming, live, coming in, opening up new vestiges and new doors. And they got lost in the crowd. You know, that's why I let people work for themselves to be able to dictate what they want to do within their own mind and then convince you of what they was dictating about is true.
Yeah.
And so that's the difference, to give our people a chance to be able to defend themselves and to be the aggressor in the dreams that they conceive and take God in their heart and their mind and go out and do what you can do and do it like nobody else can do it.
Okay. So would you say the promoters have kind of become, in a way, like slaves to the networks? They kind of codependent?
Well, I don't call it a slave. I think it's greed and avarice. You know what I mean? But it also takes them from doing what they're supposed to be doing, promoting the people, introducing the fighter, giving the fighter's background, letting the fighter speak to himself what he wants to achieve and obtain, and then helping him by opening the door to give him an opportunity to do that. And then the burden falls on him to be able to bring it about what he dreamed of and make you a shareholder in his dreams by demonstrating what William Cullen Bryant said: the truth crushed to earth will rise again. And so what everybody was saying that would not be true, he makes it true. Thomas Carlyle says, no lie.
No lie will live forever, yeah.
Yeah, so when you say no lie can live forever, you got to prove that what you thought before was a lie. But here's the real thing now, the truth.
Yes, you kind of got to tug on the heartstrings of the people, you know?
It's got to fight for the people. The people are the most important.
Okay. How do you do that, John? Like, cause how would Don King go about getting the fighters out to the people? Like, cause like these fighters like Crawford and Spencer, they're big the boxing fans, right? But the people don't really know who they are, right? Like, universally, right, in America, they don't know who those guys are.
Well, this is where it comes in, at where it comes from you. I can't get to them; they come to me.
Okay.
Because they want to find out whether what I'm saying is true. Because the image of blacks around the world has been denigrated, has been disparaged. We all lie, cheat, and steal. We're worthless, shiftless, and no account. All right, so now, in order to eradicate that lie, that falsehood, you got to do it in practice daily. You know, by the only way you can repudiate an image or add a reputation that besets you is by repudiating it daily, demonstrating it in life and living color. All right, that's what I do. And so I give you the opportunity. I take away the handicaps that you're shackled and chained with, and then let you go out there with the freedom that you have to demonstrate your dream can come true too. And then when you do that, then you'll doubly convince the people, you know, that were against you and supported you. to the truth, whichever way it may be. But it makes you feel good because you become cleansed of that irrational, nefarious type of reputation that has been set upon you that you know had nothing to do with, and is all a lie.
No, absolutely. Any fighters that you like to watch in boxing? Any guys get you excited these days, or?
I like all of them. I like any man that walks up the 3 steps.
Yeah.
When you walk that 3 step, boy, that's a big difference. You know, that's a life changer. You know what I mean? All can talk, all the talk, but when they walk up them 3 steps, all of them are stars as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it takes a brave man to get in the ring.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you got to be able to demonstrate because ain't nobody gonna help you. When you get into that bell ring, you know ain't nobody gonna be there for you.
Yeah.
And you got to learn to defend yourself. And you got to learn to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that you have, and that I'm better than you, and go out there and prove it.
Okay. Don, you know, there's a lot of opinions out there about yourself, right? But you know, one thing you talked about on the press conference today was a relationship with Christ, with Jesus, right? With
Yes.
men upstairs.
Yes.
Talk about that, because
Well, that is my life. You know, when everything that I've done, you know, was in Cleveland, whatever, they would blame black people for. They had what they call the Huff Riots.
yeah,
The Huff Riots, we ain't got nothing to do with it. Because of being persecuted, people revoked the persecution, and they protested against it. But they, you know, we were to blame. I happened to be misfortunately involved in a fight. So I became the man. The man died 5 or 6, 7 days later. No artillery, fist fight, kicking, fighting, and brawling in the street. And they want to blame me for it, and they did, because that's the presumption of guilt. You know, that's why I said with Donald Trump, who was a personal friend of mine, but when he defied the system, which is white supremacy, he demonstrated that he's going to pull the cover off of everybody that was not going to deal with it. But what happened is they declared war on him, and they treated him like they treat a black man. A black man is guilty by presumption, guilty by allegation, guilty of sin, guilty of any charge they find from anywhere. You know, he's guilty until proven innocent, directly knocking out the essence of our legal system, supposedly innocent until proven guilty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to understand the odds that you're up against. But you must take those odds and go, and only through Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, can you find the strength, the direction, the wisdom, the understanding to take on the foe. And you tell Satan to get thee behind me. You know what I mean? And so you deal with that if you believe. And so I did that. Before, I was in the rackets of fighting the racketeers. All right? So when I fight the racketeers use weaponry to discourage you and to make fear, and to make you do things that you wouldn't do, or to coerce to whatever they want. You know what I mean? They make fear. It's intimidating. You know what I mean? Well, God says you can be fearless if you make me your leader. Me, you're going to be dealt with. And he said, I will take care of you. So I let God do it. I let God do the job that he said he's going to do. And I must say to me, and talking to you, Brandon, it's like 40 or 50 years of proof that I'm sitting here. When I got shot in the head by a fellow Clevelander who was a killer by stature and esteem, and he changed his life when he shot me because he was embarrassed because I didn't die. You know, it was really weird. He says, he come and told me who he was. He said, you always preaching about Jesus. He said, you must have somebody, because I don't never miss. You know what I mean?
It's pretty accurate.
The guy confessed, you know, and so when he confessed, I say, go, judge not, yet ye be judged. And so I backed up of judging him, and he turned around on his life to go out and do different things that would be positive and rather negative. I mean, and because he was a magician. Every time he hit he give a hit. You know, nobody finds it. Nobody comes back. You know, he come to me. You know, nobody know who it was. And then you find out who sent him. And the one to be sitting right next to you is the one who be falling out and paying for the hit on you.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you got to
backstab you, you know.
And learn not to trust nobody. You know what I mean? And so, hey, that's what we deal with. But Jesus showed us humility. And the humility was his acquiescence to death. Because he's God, he didn't have to do that. And that brings a story up about Judas. Judas Iscariot was, he believed that God was God. And he said, when he said, I'm going to do this, he's going to smite them. Because he God, he ain't got to go out there and die if he's God. You know what I mean? But what turned him into a scapegoat was when he took the 30 pieces of silver. Then it became nefarious, you know, unworthy and ungodly. And if you don't never take the money, Judas would be just like Peter. You know, and Peter, you know what I mean? I'll die for you, Lord. I'll go to prison with you, Lord. I will never deny you.
Yeah, deny you.
Yeah. And so the Lord turned to him and said, before the cock crows, you will deny me thrice, 3 times. Yeah, no, we already. All right. And so what did they do? The lady said, that's one of them right there, that guy there. And, oh, I don't want you to know. What are you talking about, lady? I ain't one of them. You know?
Yeah.
Another guy said, he's a Galatian or whatever. He's the one that's this. Oh, no, I ain't never do that. And then you hear the cock crow when the last one asked him about what it is. No, I'm not one of them. I don't even know him. What you talking about? 3 times. And then he looked over at Jesus, you know what I mean? And he said, what are you going to say? Jesus thought about the cock crowing 3. For the cock crow 1 time, you're going to deny him 3. So you got to understand what time it is. You know what I mean? So hey, I deal with what is real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I done been stabbed.
Deal with it with eternal, you know?
Everything that happened to me, that when you say that they have the adage, a cat has 9 lives. Well, they're trying to kill me 17 times or more. Because the bag lady, that's why nobody's ever too big or too small for me to talk and take the time with. Because the bag lady said, don't go down that road. The money's down there to hurt you.
Yeah.
And she put in a little bag in a little wagon. You know what I mean? You never know how you're going to be saved.
It's true.
I mean? But you got to be able to have faith and believe. No. Loyalty in your word means more to me than money. You know what I mean? And because, you know, what you say is what you represent. You know what I mean? And your loyalty is sticking to a friend. And the friend that we have is closer than a brother.
That's right. Yeah.
Jesus.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So you know, there ain't no such thing as he gonna beseech you or leave you standing. You know what I mean? This is what others do. You know, but God don't do that. Jesus Christ stand there right with you. And so he died for our sins. So it's up to us now to stand up, you know, and to have the humbleness and the humility, but to get out there and fight. You know, you got to work as well as pray.
Fight the good fight.
You can't sit back out there and wait for it to pour out in the sky like pie, you know what I mean? You got to be able to get it here, sound on the ground while you're around. Not just pie in the sky when you're down.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Well, Don, I don't want to hold you up much longer, but any final message to the boxing world out there about the fight this weekend?
Yeah, well, the fight going to be a super fight. I want everybody to be in. It's a fight for your freedom. It's a fight for your freedom and peace because the Ukrainians are demonstrating with their lives that they are out there to demonstrate to the world that they're not going to acquiesce their freedom and independence, their sovereignty and prosperity because Russia is a big bully.
Yeah.
And now Russia is beginning to use more prolifically the threat of nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Now, when they do this, they come back to Joe Biden. He's talking with the strength of a Hercules. If they do this, they're going to get back what they did. Well, they didn't know what they got, but Joe Biden is really the cause of it. Because his weakness is what emboldened Putin to do it. If Donald Trump had been reelected by faith, it wouldn't be no Ukrainian war. If Donald Trump had got reelected, he would not have no troop withdrawal from Afghanistan, you know, because he threw the women completely under the bus. And the Taliban law for a woman, she don't exist. You know what I mean? She has no rights. You know what I mean? And that's what they're back under now. good, bad, and indifferent. Don't make no difference what's your color, creed, or religion. You're a woman, and you got to stay in a woman's place. Where's a woman's place? You know, and it's so ridiculous because that's the flaw in white supremacy. If the white woman is inferior, then you got to be inferior too because you judge a tree by the fruit that is bad. You know what I mean? So now how you gonna have her be inferior and you're gonna come out inferior and you wouldn't even be here if she didn't give birth to you and suffer the pain, you know what I mean, of bringing you into the world. And the first laws of teaching of love, of dislike, all comes from the woman at home in early school. You know what I mean? So you can't get around that.
No, you
can't.
can't.
That's what sets the tone of the man who's gonna be the man later on. You know what I mean? So you got to be able to deal with what is real.
Absolutely. Well, Don King, thank you for talking to True School
Thank you, my
Sports.
man.
Thank you.
God bless.
God bless.
Hello, Don King. How you doing? Just want to thank you. I served red, white, and blue in Desert Storm and Desert Shield. Paratrooper. Anytime I hear you, I take a big pride in everybody. When I served and everything, the energy you bring to the people is very respectful.
Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.